A Wrinkle in Time. This is a sci-fi young adult novel, 12 chapters, 232 pages. I really liked the characters in this, and really that's the majority of it. In the adventure, the characters go through, they interact with each other, they rely on each other, they push the story forward through their relationships. Um, the beginning, the father of the family is lost. We don't know where he is or how to get to him. And that really drives the story, is the quest to find the father who's lost behind a shadowy, um, the black thing, I think is what that's called. So it starts off on Earth, and you are introduced to the family and all the characters, and then you meet three witches. Mrs. What's It, Mrs. Who, and Mrs. Witch. And each one is very different and unique. We later find they have a different form. They are not human. And really, their abilities are very unique, but it's the human relationships that pull through. They treat the children as adults, and really, the main character is like a high school freshman, and then one of the characters is like a high school junior, and then there's like a young elementary school or younger boy, or I don't know, maybe he hasn't even started school yet. But Charles Wallace is really young, almost a toddler, and um, it kind of shows that they have faults. They're human. They are not exactly good at certain things, but they do have their strengths. They have their strengths and their faults, and really, when they're out adventuring in the world, they learn more about themselves. So it is a coming of age story for Meg, the main character. She does a good job in that she is kind of frustrated and angry as a teenager. Her father is gone. Everybody kind of like talks behind her back about, where's your father at, and she misbehaves in school. So when they do go out in this adventure, she really is um, hot-headed, short-tempered, and she learns how to be an adult, and she learns that people can't do everything for her. When she finds her father, she expects her father to do everything. Everything's going to be better, right? Dad's going to take care of me. And she realizes that her parents aren't the all-knowing and all-seeing, and they can't take care of everything. And so really she kind of grows into her own and is like, I am the one that's expected to do this. So she does some volunteer and end up taking the lead role, even though she's the main character, But the point was that she, her coming of age story, she finds out for herself that there are things that your parents can't do for you. I really liked, I took a lot of quotes here, but most of them were Mrs. Who quotes where she doesn't speak, she can only quote, or she usually chooses to quote from like books or movies and stuff. My favorite part though was really the little lessons in between. They weren't like explicitly like quotes. They were more like when Charles Wallace was talking with the mother of the family, and Meg says, I'm not beautiful, but you are. And mother is like, well, you have a lot to learn, and someday you'll find out. And Charles Wallace says, well, I bet you had trouble as a kid, to the mom. And the mom is like, just so, right? So even though we have struggles early on, doesn't mean that we won't have, be in a different place later on. So I thought that was a really neat, interesting thing. The learning from the parents aren't all knowing, all seeing. That was another interesting lesson in there. And then I think there was one more. It was actually at the end of the journey when they land on a planet, um, and they interact with aliens who can't see. There's no sight involved. So that was the wrong quote. We look not at the things which are what you would call seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Things that can be seen, right? A tree branch, a driveway, a road, a building, those all come and go. They can be destroyed. Something that's cannot be seen, right? Your will, your strength, the wind. You can't destroy things that you can't see. And so that was really powerful. That was Anti-Beast or Ant Beast. I don't know. The alien that takes care of them. And really a whole different perspective, right? How do you communicate with someone who doesn't have one of the senses that you do, sight, right? What is light? What is dark? What is green to someone who can't see? And that was a really neat perspective. Um, that one that really might be difficult to pick up on, and one that I probably wouldn't have as a teenager if I had read this. So this was a good read even as an adult. It went by really fast. There was 12 chapters, so they seemed slightly, they were like medium chapters. They were okay, but the text is big and the pages are short, so it did feel like it went by fast. The action scenes themselves are pretty short, like the adventure. I think it takes about 100 pages to build up to the adventure, and then each adventure section is really short. So I do like that it keeps the story moving and it's not like drug out at all. So good adventure. I have not seen the movie, but this was an enjoyable sci-fi adventure for any young adult. Buy your books used if you can.